Hey, and good morning, good morning. Welcome to our Self-Sabotage series this week about the how, what, and why of being stuck and why we sabotage ourselves. And you may not even realize you're stuck, and most people don't. But let me give you some ideas and just think about if any of these resonate with you. So, firstly, are you doing what you want, when you want, with who you want, and how you want? It's a good question to ask, and if not, why not? And do you have any kind of plan or even a goal that you're working towards? Or do you just drift around, living day by day, never really achieving anything, not thinking ahead, not organizing anything outside the necessities, right? Just the things you have to do. And how often do you get bored? And then you feel tired and you have like nana naps. I actually call them glamour naps, but nana naps all the time. Do you feel grumpy or moody just for no reason? And how about finding fault with the people around you and letting small things just irritate you? And or do you have like a running commentary with the drivers in front of you? I stop. I sometimes refuse to get in cars with people when that's all they do. It's like they can't hear you. So what are you trying to achieve? So yeah, it's just funny. And so all of these things, and like, do you ever wonder what life is really all about? Obviously, there's tons of ideas and ways that you can be sabotaging, but they're just a few. And what are your thoughts on that? And maybe you may be thinking, yeah, I can relate to some of that, but I'm not too worried about it really. It doesn't bother me, and I can totally relate to that. And I call it living in no man's land. It's that place where you're not really unhappy, and things are okay. You got money, you got a house, but you're not exactly happy either. You don't get out like bouncing around with joy in the mornings. And I know what that feels like because that was me. For 25 years, married, and for the most part, my life was absolutely amazing. I was coaching skiing and snowboarding for 17 years, going 6 months in America, 6 months in Australia, and a holiday to Fiji or somewhere beautiful in between. I had a brilliant lifestyle. I had 2 children that I absolutely adored and obviously still do. And they're my world, but I focused on making their life magical. I got involved in everything they did, and we traveled a lot. And because I got to teach snowboarding for 17 years, I became a trainer and examiner. I got to jump off cliffs and everything for a job. It was like, woohoo! It was amazing. I actually had a brilliant life, and in between, I was climbing and mountain biking. And so, for the most part, I was having this incredible life. But still, just that little niggly thing in there. I felt like something was missing. It was in my soul, but I ignored it. You keep yourself busy, don't you? I kept myself busy with work and family and study, and that was great. I got more qualifications and hairs on my head, and one of them was a law degree because that took me 6 years. Good distraction. But because I stayed myself distracted with my children and my study and my work, I kept myself happy, but I never really grew. I got more qualified and I got more training, but I never actually moved forward. I could look at myself and see that I was actually still in the place as I was years ago, except, as I said, with a lot more qualifications and obviously some great life experiences. And to all outside of the world, my life was amazing. And it was. But it's just that feeling. And it was just that something was missing. There's a hole. So let me ask you, where are you in your life right now? Are you in the same place as you were a year ago? And what about 5 years or 10 years ago? And how much have you actually grown? Yeah, think about that. How much have you actually grown? And how about your feelings in general? What's your default? Do you look forward to things? Do you get up feeling happy and joyful, looking forward to the day? And if not, why not? And I heard something a little while ago. It's like, if you can't do that, like what emotion then are you addicted to instead? It's a good question. So if you can't get up feeling happy because you're alive and you're breathing and whatever, and yeah, okay, we've got struggles, right? Been there, done that, and I've even wrote a book about that, right? But what I've learned from my life experience, and I've had a challenging life, especially the early part of my life, is that we can always find something better to focus on and give ourselves something to look forward to. And we can, because we can, we can become so focused on what's not going right, what's not working, what we don't have. But we can change it and actually focus on the little thing that we have. So where you're now is the sum total of everything you've thought about yourself so far. And that includes all your beliefs. And your current situation will tell you where you're stuck by how you're thinking and feeling about that. I know I was great when I was climbing, and as soon as I got near the top, I slid all the way back down. And that was because I went away on a holiday with my boyfriend when I was 15. It was the most amazing time. I lived in poverty and abuse, and I wrote about that in my book, Making Broken Beautiful. And it was the most amazing time of my life. But then I came home to an empty house and I'd been abandoned. So I married those two together. And I thought about that for the longest time. I thought that if something good happens, something bad's happen. And so if you don't know what your unconscious story is, I was addicted to mine for a long time until I realized it. You can tell by the triggers that are people and events around you that are causing you to react in a negative way. So tomorrow we're going to be looking at triggers, how they happen, where they come from, and stop letting them control you, what they mean for you. And that's it for me today. And if you found this helpful and motivating, I'd love for you to help me inspire others by sharing the link below. And I appreciate you and your time. And I'll leave you with my greatest wish. And that's that you live your best life. You live it with passion, reset, be authentic, and be you.